Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with a lovely lady, Ma'am Gayatri Konkar. Warm welcome to this, studio. And she is the coordinator, Center of Excellence for Elementary Education at Nirmala Institute of Education. Well, it is such a big title, and I can barely understand half of it, and I'm sure our viewers would like to know what it all stands for, being a coordinator for elementary education.
The Center of Excellence is something that we conceptualized about 5 years ago, and elementary education really refers to what we call the primary education. So starting from class 1 and going up to, I would say, even class 7, though technically primary ends at 4, class 4. But so we cater to in-house, in-service teacher programs, and these are for the primary section. And why the Center of Excellence? We are hoping that we could provide the training that's required for the primary teachers to excel at their work. So the programs started last year, and this year we have a 20 workshops portfolio which goes all through the year, starting right from the beginning of the academic year, July, and we started, I think, and we go up to February end, and March gets too busy with the exams. So we have a beautiful set of programs, and they are all designed to help the teacher excel at her work of teaching.
Correct.
And a lot of primary teachers are not really trained teachers, in the sense they don't have a B.Ed degree or a D.L.Ed degree. And while there's nothing wrong with that, it's always nice to have a little bit of theoretical inputs. Correct. And to get in the practical way of teaching in a fun way. And that's so important at primary school level.
Of course.
You've got to get the children's imagination fired, you have to get their attention, and if all you're doing is saying, sit down quietly and listen to me, I'm afraid a primary teacher is not making the impact she can. And I truly believe that if most children remember their favorite primary teachers, by the time they reach secondary, it's just academics and more academics.
Correct.
So this is where you can really make an impact, and a good grounding is so very important, and they are very instrumental in doing the good grounding.
So you've given us like 3 good newses in one go. So I'd like to tell all the viewers right now, it is for teachers who are already teaching. That means you can just better yourself even more. It is helpful for the students who are already studying. So I think what you're trying to also tell our viewers, and what I understand is, it is not, when we study, sometimes when people are working, especially teachers or any workable employee, they think if I put in my time for education, I may not reap the benefits. But here I think the impact will be instant.
Absolutely.
You learn something and immediately you can go and implement it in your classroom, because you are, learning something and you can just instantly do that.
We keep it really practical. So anyone who's attended the workshops always goes back and saying that I can do this tomorrow. So the absolutely right about it being something you can implement right away.
Correct.
And the small things and the impacts can be really big in the classroom. So you got it spot on. Yeah.
A question though, which I think most of the teachers who are watching this will have, because probably their work hours are, say, somewhere between 7:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, and commute time probably to Nirmala. So do all these workshops happen only at Nirmala, at the institute?
Yes, we do have the workshops at Nirmala, and though we've been told many a times that why don't you come and do it in different locations, there are 2 reasons I believe that it's good to do it in Nirmala's. One is that you get away from your everyday environment. No matter, we have done workshops in schools, but we find that, mentally the teacher is not completely free in her own school space. So when you make that effort to come all the way to Nirmala, you are kind of coming with an open mind and all set to take on the course. But we do understand they come a great distance, so we try to maximize the time. So in that sense, we start at 9:30 and end at 4, and we do it in 2 days. So we're not stretching this too long. So we do it in little packets. So even when we have something that we want to do for a longer duration, we'll split it into a basic program, an intermediate program, and an advanced program. So it allows you the facility to come in 3 doses and do it, so you're not like overwhelmed.
Correct.
But at the same time, you get the inputs you need and are able to practice in between. So you do the basic program, you go back, you try it out and come back for the intermediate, maybe with some questions, and then for the advanced. So I highly recommend it, and I think what makes it really great is that we have faculty which is excellent. I mean,
Sure.
really excellent.
Nirmala's is known for having a standard of excellence, and I think we all over here vouch for it.
Well, it's not just our faculty. We bring in a lot of people from outside, especially for this program. We bring in a lot of people who have expertise in the field. So we have even international faculty, not just, so we have people from Goa, from out of Goa and international. So we look for the best in the field. So whether we are talking about doing theatre techniques to enhance classroom training, or we are talking about English and storytelling, we bring in the best. We pay them well, which is something again that doesn't happen in the industry, as you know.
Of course, yes.
We pay them well, so it's a steal at the price that we provide, you know, because we do keep costs.
Now that
really
you
well.
have said it, what would a teacher who is watching this and say, I might be able to try that, what would be an estimate cost of
we are really keeping it rock bottom, and most of the time we don't really meet the cost, but I think Nirmala's has always gone that way. I mean, they don't look at the cost itself, but what the community can benefit from this. So it's just 800 rupees for the 2-day workshop, and it includes the refreshments, well, not the lunch, but the refreshments. So you're talking basically 400 rupees a day for a very participative workshop.
Correct.
And like I said, we pay our faculty well, which is why we're able to get really good people consistently.
Correct. What it also sounds like is how many approximately for the workshops that you've had, considering you started a year ago, approximately what's the number of people or number of teachers who come there?
To teach,
To learn.
To learn, okay.
To
Yeah,
learn.
so we try to keep our workshops down to 20 per group, and sadly we have never had to deal with more than that. So I think there have been a couple of workshops where it was 22, 23, but it's not like, I know we keep saying that if we get 40 registrations, we'll just have 2 sessions.
Huh.
But that's never really happened.
I'm
So
sure it's going to happen soon.
I am really hoping so, because in fact there have been some that have been undersubscribed, and not too many luckily, but a couple we've had to cancel because we didn't have enough people even to create a group that is ideal to teach in, you know. So
Correct.
we asked for 10 registrations, and there have been a couple of occasions we haven't made that. But what we have started doing is to make the group more diverse and have more energy in the group. We've started taking in our own DLED students to supplement that group.
Of course, because when you meet different people who are coming from different schools,
Very
who are
true.
in different teaching spheres, I think you also learn more about how you can make
Absolutely.
it better. If someone has to contact the Center of Excellence to inquire about it or to actually be a part of this, the coming year 4th, when would you ask them to do it and how would they get in touch
Actually,
with you?
any time during the year is a good time, and all they have to do is call the Nirmala Institute, and it's easy enough to get that number. Most schools have it. So definitely you can call, and like I said, the calendar runs right from July till February. So you call today and you'll know the next set of courses till Feb.
Correct.
So, and we are hoping to keep this going, and it's sometimes a struggle, but we are going to keep it going. So yeah, we'd like more teachers to come in and register.
I'm sure they're going to come in. So here we have, I think we're going to tell all of our viewers, I think I'd like for you to do that. Please go ahead and tell them that they need to come in at Nirmala's and I think teach better. Is that the idea?
And enjoy their teaching too. So we are looking at not just giving you the skills required to teach in a fun way, but I'm sure you'll have fun doing it too. So please do come in and register. It's well worth it.
Thank you so
You're
much.
most welcome.
And yes, thank you. And I'm sure that you're doing a wonderful job. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
We're here with a lot of lovely people from Nirmala Institute of Education, and currently we have a lovely lady, Joella Coelho. Got that right?
Yes.
You're a second-year DLED student. First of all, what is DLED?
DLED is basically a diploma in elementary education, and it is a course. It's a diploma course for the teachers who would be teaching the primary level. So it is a diploma course for these students of elementary level.
Correct. Did you always want to teach elementary level?
Well, actually, I wanted to teach higher classes, but then what I realized was that if the base of students was good,
Correct.
if they are learning better when they are starting and when they're younger, I think their future is going to be better. So yes, so I.
So you've got a good cause at your hand.
Yes, and my teacher says that I'm good with kids.
I'm sure you're good with kids. When did your course start?
My course started 2 years back in June 13th specifically.
Wow, you remember the date, June 13th.
Please stop saying that to me.
Oh, what is the process before getting into the DLED? Because when we talk about Nirmala's, I know this, a lot of my friends go like, my God, the criteria are very high, it's very difficult to get in, the entrance exam is very difficult. If there's a viewer watching and
Okay.
probably, if you could give us, what are the qualifications that you need to possess?
Okay.
If there is some criteria of eligibility to be in this course, how did you get in the process? That would be perfect.
Okay, so when it comes to DLED, basically you just have to be, you just have to pass your 12th standard in any stream. And then after that, even if you're a graduate or a postgraduate, it's okay. So after your 12th standard, you can fill up the form which comes up in me or, just to check the newspaper or something. And fill up the form and submit it. And depending on your score, on your merit, they're just going to take you in. So it is
Pretty simple.
very simple.
It doesn't sound very
Yes,
difficult at
very
all.
simple.
Okay. And approximately what are the fees and how long does the course go on for?
The course runs for 2 years and the fees, I don't remember very well, but it is approximately 50,000 per year.
Okay.
Okay, and it is divided.
Correct.
Like initially it starts like 37 something, and
Correct.
then the following semesters it is 15,000.
Correct. So it is a breakup of
Yes.
roughly about 50 throughout 2 years, which I think is very competitive and good
Yes.
compared to other institutes that offer a
Yes.
DLED exam
Yes.
and a DLED course.
Yes.
We have also been, as you also said, there's a lot that happens from craft and art to
And sports.
sports.
And everything else actually. When you are a DLED teacher, you need to be an all-rounder because you are going to teach students primary level and you are going to be a teacher for all the subjects from English to art to sports to music to everything. So you have to be an all-rounder. You have to know how to teach students that particular subject and also you need to bring out that interest in them. Like there are different students, they've got different kind of intelligences. So some are good at sports, some are good at art and craft, some are good at singing or some are good at academics. So you need to see that potential in them and it needs to come out. You have to bring it out because you are their teacher. So you first have to be an all-rounder
Wow.
and then you just have to pick it up. You have to see which student is good at what. So for us at Nirmala's, we are taught everything. We are taught a lot in sports. We have intramural competitions. We have got athletic events, athletic sports meet. We go to attend sports day. We've got various days. We do a lot of celebration of a lot of days. Then for art and craft, we have a special day where we put up all our exhibitions of all our artwork, which we did through the entire year. The event is called Muse. So it occurs during February, March, somewhat. And plus there are competitions during that time. Then there are also workshops, like we had this workshop on mural paintings
Wow.
by Liz Camp. She's a Scottish artist.
Correct.
And also various other programs, various other workshops like kitchen gardening, first aid, dramatics. Dramatics was done by Mr. Kevin DeMello. I'm sure many of them know him. And kitchen gardening was done by Mr. Miguel Briganza.
Wow,
So we
so a
have
lot of
all of
different
these
faculty
people, yes,
coming
coming
into-
up and teaching us, telling us a lot of things. So basically at Nirmala's, we're not free. We are doing everything all the time because, they believe, we say empty mind is the devil's workshop. So we are never
No
free,
space,
no
no
space.
space.
We're just busy with academics, assignments, then all of this, celebration days, all the celebration, all the days are being celebrated, all the festivals.
Very
So we are
good.
just packed, but it's good.
But it's good, I'm sure. In this very competitive educational scenario that we are in, where do you see yourself 5 years down the lane?
5 years down the lane, I see myself as an effective teacher, a good effective teacher. That's what I want to be. And I, as a teacher, I would really want to bring out the talent that they have, because like me, for example, I did not know I was good at craft.
Yeah.
I hated craft.
Wow.
I really did not like craft. But then when I got into this, I started doing a lot of things, and I realized that I'm quite good at it, and I'm proud to say that I'm really good at it.
I need to come to the next music exhibition. I need to be there.
Please,
I need
please
to be
be
there.
there. Please be there.
And yeah, so here's wishing you some. I think you've got a couple of months remaining in Nirmala's now, considering you're a second year. A good
Yes.
couple of months, and best of luck for your exams.
Thank you so
And
much.
of course, we shall visit your school when you're a teacher, for
Please
sure.
do.
For all of you watching out there, please make sure that if you are interested in a DL Ed course, contact Nirmala's. You'll get the phone number off the internet or on the newspapers, and see how you can fit in your time to be the next effective teacher. Thank you. We're here with Nadia Fernandez. She's doing her master's in wellness counseling. Am I right?
Yes.
What is wellness counseling?
Wellness counseling, the course is more based on positive sides of a person. Okay. Usually counseling is problem oriented. The client has a problem and you help the client to deal with the problem. But wellness counseling, at the same time, will look at the client's strengths. What are the positive sides of the client, and try to strengthen the positive things.
Correct.
So the belief is that as you strengthen the positive things, the negative things just fades away.
Correct. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What's the eligibility to come and join this course?
Okay, so any graduate can take admission for this course.
So you could be a maths graduate, a science graduate, you could have commerce,
yes,
any
yes, any graduate.
field, but you need to have graduation,
Yes.
and you can join it.
Yes.
And how many years is the wellness counseling course?
The course is for 2 years.
Oh, and if, usually some people who are already into counseling, or what if they are employed already? Can people who are in service join it? What are the timings that this 2-year course is?
It's a full-time course. Okay, the timings are from 9:30 to 4:30 every day.
Oh, okay. It's a full-time course
Full-time
for
course.
adults.
Yes.
And what approximately would you say is the benefit for it? Is it only for teachers? Because when we think of Nirmala and we think of people educating themselves there, it's about teachers, or if you're going to be teaching children. Can this course be applied outside school boundaries?
Definitely. Students who have done masters in counseling, in wellness counseling, have higher scope in fields such as schools, industries, hospitals, any field.
Oh, even hospitals. So
Yes.
Okay. What do you think has been the sole benefit for yourself, Nadia, after doing this course?
Okay. Talking about me, I would say that this course has benefited me a lot. If you ask me what is the changing point in your life, I would say that these 2 years have changed me as a person.
Correct.
Changed a lot. It has made me positive. It has made me realize the strengths which I have.
That sounds good. That sounds like a course everybody should take, irrespective.
Yes, definitely.
All of our viewers who are watching would like to know that, if we have to join this course, say if I tomorrow want to join this course, how do I contact? Is there an entrance exam? And how difficult is it to get into this course?
Any graduate can get into this course. So initially there's an interview.
Okay.
So there's no exam, there's an interview, and through the interview can get into this
So there's a
course.
one-on-one interview. And how do we know about this interview? How do you come to know? Is it in the newspapers, or you have to contact them?
It is in the newspapers, or you can also contact the college office for it.
Oh, perfect. So here you have it. Nadia has given us all of the information. Contact Nirmala Institute if you want your 2-year diploma course.
It's a master's course.
2-year master's course. A 2-year master's course in wellness counseling. Thank you so much, Nadia, for being here. And
Thank you.
Ahead. From Nirmala Institute, we have Dr. Brian Acosta.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm so glad I'm here.
We're very glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
When I know now about you when I read about you, you've done multiple courses. You are a doctor by profession and still studying. That itself is an inspiration. What course are you currently pursuing in Nirmala's?
No, I'm not pursuing any course currently, but I've done this course in guidance and counseling. It's a diploma course some years back, and it's been an amazing course actually. It's a diploma in guidance and counseling that I've done.
Diploma in guidance and counseling, and you're a doctor by profession.
Yes, I'm a homeopathic doctor.
So a homeopathic doctor doing a counseling course, please tell us the combination.
Yeah, I know, it is. It's been an amazing journey actually. The thing is, I finished homeopathy and as a person, I had to develop my own self to be a good doctor, because that is how you work to serve your patients. And by God's grace, because I'm here today, I can talk about it, is I met a person who told me about this course, guidance and counseling, and I happened to enter into this course, and I think this course has really changed a lot in me and in my patients today through me.
Oh, lovely. So that's a long process. Yes. Because as I was speaking to others, Nirmala is always associated with teaching teachers to teach kids, but here is someone who has clients and patients, and you're taking care of them. Is there only one? I think you did 2 courses with Nirmala, or was it just one? Just one. That is the counseling.
Yes.
Now that you are using what you've learned 2 years back.
4 years.
4 years back. In these 4 years, what would you say are your biggest achievements with the course being involved?
I think the biggest achievement for anyone is the awareness of themselves. I think that has been my biggest amazing achievement. It's like I'm aware of my own flaws, my own inhibitions today, so I'm able to help my patients. It's like this. If you throw a stone in a water, there are lots of ripples. So you're not able to see what is there in the water because of these ripples.
Correct.
So before doing this course, I was that water which was muddy, which was all having those ripples. And after the course, I think I've become more quiet from within.
That's a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going at together is that doctors or anybody dealing with clients on a day-to-day basis who are helping people in their daily lives would actually benefit from this. What made you say this is good for your career? How would you say it's been good for your career? Other than, of course, helping people, which is a very personal thing, from your heart. On a business point of view, how did this help you?
In homeopathy, it's more like a holistic approach. It's like when our patients come to us, they're suffering through a lot of chronic ill health, right? And when you listen to their kind of illnesses, you should be stable as a person. So the most important criteria as a homeopath is to have good observation powers and good listening powers. And you're not able to listen to a patient if you yourself are not steady from within. Mm-hmm. So in homeopathy, I was able to be a good listener. That's my biggest achievement, I think. When a patient comes to you and you're listening to them, and at the same time you're counseling, because I have those qualities in me now that I did that course, I'm able to counsel my patients also simultaneously.
Wow.
And that helps break those boundaries of reservations that they have.
Correct.
Through the counseling process.
So this diploma in guidance counseling, how long was the course?
It's just a 1-year course.
1-year course.
Yeah.
And were you still practicing homeopathy at the point of time you did it?
Yes, on and off, because I got married and then I had kids, so I was pregnant during the course.
Oh wow, so
yeah,
like a multitasker all throughout.
Yes, and that was amazing because this course really helped me, and it's the interpersonal relationships are so much better after the course.
Correct.
Whether it's your husband, whether it's your children, it's all of that is taught in that course.
Perfect. So for others viewers who are watching, who probably are already into service and want to go ahead and take this diploma course in guidance counseling, can you tell us about the durations, the eligibility, the basic know-how about the course?
Yeah, since I did the course a few years back, I'll just tell you what I really know of the
Correct.
criteria. I think it was graduation that was required, that was a requirement. And I also think that it was a full 1-year course. But I have no idea of the timings right now because it's been quite a long time.
Correct.
But I think that the best way to know more about the course is to inquire at Nirmala's what are the details about the course. But it is an amazing course, and it's not just for doctors or nurses or I know loads of advocates and loads of people in different fields took that course up. And I remember establishing such great relationships with each one, because there were interactions between each one.
Absolutely.
And there was like the sessions were not like somebody else coming and teaching us. It was like us expressing ourselves to each other in the courses.
Correct.
And that's how we learn through practical knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that is something that is very different about this course.
When
you have people around. When you see that it has helped you, it has helped other people, of course, through you. Would you recommend this? Of course, you recommend it to all of our viewers.
Yeah.
If you have a couple of things for them to say, go right away and tell us about your experience and what you want to tell them.
Hi, since I've done this course, I am so glad I did it, and it has brought so much of awareness of my own self, that I'm aware of someone else going through something, not just as a doctor but as a person. So I'm able to relate to people, and I'm able to express my point of views openly and clearly, and thus making them comfortable of themselves too. And another very important factor that I've learned through this counseling process is that what Steve Jobs says, which is very important. It's like this course has made me go back in time and realize that whatever happened in my life was a succession. Today I'm able to connect those dots, and that course has made me a different individual altogether, as a doctor, as a person, as everything in general. And through me, other people also have been helped through this course. So when you are in the present, you are not able to connect those dots. But when you go back in your future, or when you're in the future, you will be able to look at through your life and connect those very dots. So that connection happened exactly during this course for me. So if you would like to know about yourself, you would like to be aware of what you're going through, and find strategies to work with your own self and with the pressures that come up in life, go and join this course. It's going to be a great course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that's for all of you viewers who are in service, not yet in service, learning more about yourself, or want just to be a better service provider, a better professional in the work that you're doing. Please go ahead, contact Nirmala's for their guidance in counseling course. It's not just for teachers or just for people who are educating children. It's for us. It's for, I think, everybody out there. Do contact Nirmala's. Thank you. We're here now with Elvin Cardozo, a first-year student of the B.Ed at Nirmala Institute of Education. Hi, Elvin. So you've just started your B.Ed course.
Yes, it has been over 6 months now since I started the course, and it has been exciting.
That's nice. So the word exciting sounds good when it comes to education, doesn't it?
Yes, of course. There's a whole lot to it, in the sense of you learn so much, and it's not only learning, but it's also contributing to what you are learning by way of application.
Correct.
And whatever you learn, you also practice it.
Immediately.
And, immediately, whether in schools or whether with your peers and things like that. So it has been a great process of learning, I would say.
That's nice. For all our viewers, we're doing about different courses that Nirmala's is offering, and the B.Ed course is, of what I hear at least, all of friends, colleagues, it's that one course that everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to get their hands on to the B.Ed course. So what is the eligibility at Nirmala's, and how do you get into the course?
Okay, the eligibility is that you have a post-graduation degree, and the admission process starts somewhere around the month of Feb, and it comes in the newspapers, and you apply for it, and they go by the merit and also by the qualities and what you bring to the table, kind of, and that's more or less the
criteria.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty simple. I think it sounds very inviting also.
Yes.
So how many years is this B.Ed course at Nirmala's?
It's for 2 years.
2 full-time years.
2 full years. Yeah.
And the timings?
It's at from 9:30 till 4:45, with a 45-minute break in between for our lunch.
Correct. So it's a full-time course, and I ask this question to a lot of teachers. I know teaching is this profession where you get to technically change the world. You get to change the next generation. You are making the next leaders. Personally, how is this B.Ed course helping you?
It has helped me in a lot of ways. Personally, firstly, to build my confidence, to stand before a crowd, to stand before a class, and to actually teach them. And it's also another way of engaging the learner. It's not only about teaching what you have, but it's also about understanding and knowing the learner. What if the
Correct.
learner is distracted and you just go with what you have? It doesn't make sense, right? So it's about changing, being flexible with the teaching content that you have, and to change it also if the learner finds it difficult at that point of time. So I think you need to have this engaging attitude with the students and try as
Absolutely.
best as you can to get what you want to convey to them.
The attention span of today's children, I think, I personally know, is about 10 minutes at the max. I think our attention span is
I
dwindling
think it's a
down.
little less than that, 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
Yeah.
I've already lost you then. I've already lost your attention. But yeah, 7 minutes is quite a small time. So I'm sure that the learning process to engage a student for 45 minutes, because I think most of our lectures are 45 minutes, other than just teaching, I mean not other than teaching, how well to teach. If you have to tell our viewers who are watching, probably students who want to do a B.Ed, what would you like to tell them to the qualities that they should start, say if they're in their post-graduation phase or in their graduation phase and they have made up their mind to be teachers, what would you like to tell them? What skills and qualities should they start developing already to be a good teacher?
Okay, I think one thing that the teacher of today would want to bring to the table is to be creative as much as possible. As you so rightly said, we need with the attention span of the students is very less. The more creative you are, the more you will get them to participate in what you are doing. So that I feel is the takes utmost priority and importance for an effective teacher. And that is what is really important for today.
So I know Nirmala doesn't have a school, teaching school. It just has school for teachers, and it has a kindergarten. Where would you like to teach after a year and a half once you've finished your course? Is there a certain college or school that you have in mind where you want to go and teach, or after you're going to decide later?
I would probably like to teach in a high school. They are mostly because you have children who are very young, and as they say, teach them young and watch them grow. So they are at this point of their life where it's very very easy to teach them and get
mold them.
Yeah, mold them in the sense, and to impart values, not just education but a lot of values. And they are at this stage where they are very receptive to learn something.
Absolutely.
They immediately catch on something new, something beautiful. And it's very exciting to teach such a group of kids. So high school is where I would start.
High school is where, oh lovely. So I think that is some good information that we have for our viewers. If you want to do a B.Ed course, as Alvin just said, it's a 2-year course at Nirmala's. The process starts in February. It's of course a full-time course. I believe you've got to give it all of yourself, from drama to acting to dancing. They teach you everything, make you an all-rounder teacher and ready to go out there and take charge of the students and a classroom. Thank you so much, Alvin, for being here.
Thank you.
And you've got a year and a half more left
Yes.
in the course.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best, and I hope it goes very, very well for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Yeah.
We are very happy to have this evening Dr. Rita Pace, the Director of Nirmala Institute of Education, to tell us all about what Nirmala does in the field of education. Doctor, thank you very much for being with us this evening. Now, let's go straight to the point. Tell us all that is happening in Nirmala in respect of educating our youth.
All right. We, since the inception of Nirmala Institute of Education, which began in 1963, we have had many courses going on. For many years, it was just the general B.Ed and the M.Ed and a D.Ed course, an earlier D.Ed course. But since 2000, we have increased the number of courses and have diversified. It's not just teacher education, but much more than that. So some of the courses we have are the general B.Ed course, which is now a 2-year program. We also had the B.Ed special education course, which trains teachers to work with special children, especially in the area of mental retardation and autism. Unfortunately, there has been a break in this course because of other constraints like the necessity to have a special school. But we hope to restart it as soon as we can, yes, in the near future.
Okay.
Then we also have the postgraduate diploma in guidance and counseling, which trains counselors to work in schools. This is a course for those especially who are working during the day, so they can come in the evenings and work towards.
Is there any minimum education they have to enter this particular program?
For this particular program, they have to have a psychology background at the graduation level.
So you have to be a graduate to do
Yes.
this 1-year diploma?
Yes.
Okay.
And if they don't have a psychology, they have to do a course, a short-term 1-month course or something, and answer a test
Okay.
to see how much they know.
Now you mentioned about the degree program in education, B.Ed.
Yes.
At what point does it start? After the 12th or before that?
No, after graduation.
After graduation.
After
And the D.Ed?
The D.Ed starts after the 12th.
Okay. Now, let us go one by one. Let's take the D.Ed first. As far as the D.Ed is concerned, what is the admission? Is there a test before they get admitted, or is it just...
No, the D.Ed, we go by marks, the marks at the 12th standard.
Okay.
They should be having 50%. And according to the state government rules, the SCERT, they have to have at least school subjects
Okay.
for their 12th standard,
Right.
like history, geography, maths, science.
So which are the subjects that are excluded?
For example, sociology,
Okay.
all those other, the humanities are excluded because
they are
they
not
need a
okay.
content based
Okay.
for the DLED.
Now, you have for the B.Ed program people who have graduated in arts and science,
Yes,
not in commerce.
not in commerce. We
Why is
cannot-
that? Why is commerce
That is a
excluded?
National Council of Teacher Education rule
Okay.
that we cannot take. We have to take only those graduates with school subjects again.
For the
B.Ed.
Okay, right, okay.
However, there is a college in Goa which has been allowed to take students after M.Com or Masters in Sociology or Philosophy.
Okay. Okay, only that particular
Only
college
that
has been
one.
given
Yeah,
the
that's a
permission. I see,
self-financing
okay.
course.
Now, let us go to this big program you have just begun. You call it the Wellness, Masters in Wellness.
Counseling.
Yeah. Tell us more about this wellness. Why is it called wellness in the first place?
The focus here, the MA Wellness Counseling course has been designed by our Padma Shri Father Romal D'Souza.
Mhm.
Okay? And the whole idea is to move away from the therapeutic approach.
Okay.
Other counseling strategies use the therapeutic approach. So you have a problem, I find ways to help you deal with it. Or you will discover ways along with the counselor to deal with it. The MA Wellness is based on positive psychology, which says that every human being has tremendous strengths. And right from school, we are only testing what they don't know, what they can't do. But we are not tapping into the strengths of school students,
What they can do.
what they can do.
All right.
So they have many strengths, and therefore we need to build up on these strengths. Now, once we optimize these strengths, the person is more able to handle life, is more able to deal with problems in life because he knows he has certain potentials. So the purpose of this is to optimize the strengths of every individual.
So what if somebody has a therapeutic problem? What do you do with him?
No, they also will be helped through this method.
Okay. all
Okay,
right.
to look at the positives in their lives and then build on that.
All right, okay. Now, tell us a little bit more. This is a 2-year program after what?
After graduation.
So any
In this
field?
particular program, we have students from every stream are eligible. The
Science,
BCom,
arts, commerce.
BSc, arts, yes.
Okay. Now, what are the fees for this program?
The fees are 70,000 per year. It consists of 6 trimesters.
Okay.
Okay, so the first 3 trimesters and then the next 3
In
trimesters.
the second year, okay.
Yes, second
Right.
year. So 70,000 per year.
Now, why is this so expensive?
Because it's a self-financing course,
Uh-huh.
and the underlying belief is that if we don't pay the teachers well, they will not do well.
No, but why is this course not covered by the university just like any other course?
I don't think the government is willing to give grants for all these new courses. So many of the courses run by some colleges are self-financing courses.
And how is the admission due this fees? Is it affecting the admissions?
I have a feeling that it does affect the admissions because many apply, but the moment you tell them about the fees, they don't come back.
Okay,
But then since we don't have any other source of income, because we pay the staff really well.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, they will not be interested. And this is a very rigorous course. It's not just based on giving lectures, the delivery of lectures. They're given many articles to read in each subject area, and then they have a discussion in class. And besides that, every student has to maintain a reflective journal for each of the components, where they say what they have learned from the course, what are their learnings, not just in general, but what have they picked up from that interaction. So the teacher, the lecturer acts as a facilitator.
So this wellness program, as you call it, it is high fees. It is a 2-year program. The third aspect which all students look for is what is the employment potential?
Well, the course focuses on employability in industry, in hospitals, in schools, colleges, old age homes. In fact, of our first batch, 3 of our students got jobs immediately in Bombay's Tata Memorial Hospital. So it has employment possibilities. In industry, to help workers to maximize their potential, because the moment a worker is fulfilled in himself, he's going to give his best.
See, you are talking about industry. Now, in industry, not many industrialists or corporates know what wellness is all about. So what are you doing to publicize this particular new level of learning, if you like?
Well, we have in the, before, as we were starting initially, put out articles in the newspapers explaining the whole course and talking about how this is very different from the other courses. But somehow it has not caught on.
Is it in any form or shape linked to the corporate social responsibility? CRC, what they call?
I don't think it is directly linked, but if the corporate social responsibility, if the people involved in this would, for example, want to sponsor a school in this area, employ a counselor for a school, they could definitely do that.
Like, I know that companies like Tata's, Wipro's, Infosys, they have a huge budget for CRC. Of course, it is, and these people want to finance such kind of projects. My question is really, have we approached these kind of companies, or we just are generic in our approach?
No, we have not really approached companies as such.
Okay.
So maybe that's a good idea. We could work out something in that direction.
Because if it is going to help workers and their productivity, I'm sure companies who are in the line of wanting to see their workers do better, they will definitely welcome such a program.
Yes.
Okay, let's switch gear for just a little bit. You know, we didn't talk about the number of students you have potential for in the
We
wellness
have a space for 40 students.
Okay.
We are allowed 40 students.
And what is the testing to get inside the program?
Well, they have an interview,
Okay.
a very rigorous interview, which tests what are their capabilities. Because unlike other courses, a lot of the work is to be done by students. And they have some, as I told you, the reflective journal is something totally new. We don't have it in other courses.
Okay.
Yeah, so therefore, the students are engaged the whole day. They don't have time to really, waste.
So it's a full day program in short.
It's a full day program.
Okay.
Yes, and then they prepare a kind of a dissertation at the end.
Right.
They choose a theme. Like one of the students that I guided was music
Okay.
as a thing of building up people.
All right. And how was that taken up by the people she helped?
No, she made a study of it.
Okay.
She didn't- yeah.
She's going to use it in the future.
Probably we can use it, yes,
Okay,
to
all
show
right.
how it can be done.
Now, you mentioned that there is a rigorous interview, and it's a 2-year program. And is this recognized by the university?
Yes. The university
University.
recognizes. It's a recognized course.
Okay. Now, as I said, many youth are not aware of this program. They look at their, especially our girls. All of them, quite a few of them, are looking for to do their masters. Quite a few, and if they know more about this program, probably you'll get more people to fill
Yes,
your
so
the total
this
number of
year
seats
we are
that you
going
have?
to make a determined effort to go to every college as far as possible to tell the students about this course.
Okay. And what do you feel is going to be the response?
Hopefully to improve.
Yeah, okay.
Because I've already spoken to a couple of principals
Okay.
and they said they would help out.
Right. So let's make this clearly understood by all the people watching this program. This wellness program is a master's degree after your graduation in any area that you have chosen, arts, commerce or science. You have to pay a rather high fee, but it is compensated by the fact that you will be gainfully employed after that in a program that you will not only be able to satisfy yourself, but you will be able to satisfy a lot of people who are looking for, what would you say, looking for happiness and health in their life?
Yes.
Yes. Health,
Well-being, basically well-being.
Well-being, okay. So, Doctor, you also mentioned that you are running a program called Excellence.
Yeah, it's
Please
called
tell us more about what this is all
it's
about.
called the Center for Excellence for Elementary Teachers. One of the most important needs in the country is to get good elementary school teachers. In fact, every report says that children don't develop the right skills at the elementary level and therefore they have problems at the secondary and higher secondary level. So this is a little organization set up to organize training programs for school teachers, elementary school teachers. We began the programs last year. We had, for example, one in collaborative art, where children learn to work together and produce a work of art. Then we have storytelling, which is a very beautiful way of dramatization, okay, to teach maths and science concepts even.
Okay.
So every year we organize a few workshops.
I remember reading a report of Pratham that the 5th year students cannot read 3rd standard books.
Exactly.
Is this true?
Yes, it is
So,
true. So that is why one of the things workshops we also had on how to develop reading skills in children. Because children listen to the sound of the word and they are reading the word without knowing how it's the spelling or anything. They're just putting a sound to a word. You know?
So how will this
So when they are taught how to teach reading properly,
Okay.
the teacher is more equipped.
Right.
Because see, a primary school teacher basically, in fact, many of the teachers who came for these workshops said, this is the first time somebody is giving us attention. Because we have workshops for secondary teachers, but hardly any for primary school teachers. And that is why, since we are a training institute, we made a special effort to start this center.
Now, is this program charged or how does it work?
We charge for the workshop because our resource persons are really very good resource persons and we pay them quite a bit.
No, so who pays this
The
money?
schools, some of the schools offer to pay for the teachers.
Okay.
Some of the schools say let them pay their own money. So that is one of the hassles that we face.
All right, okay.
Because unfortunately sometimes teachers don't want to spend on developing themselves and on educating.
So
themselves.
how long is the program and how often do you have it?
Generally we have a 2-day program for each area.
Only 2 days?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are different skills that they learn.
And, I see, so a person can come several times to learn
Yes, a
different
person
skills.
can come several times.
So how many programs are there then for a teacher?
For this year, we had about at least 15 programs lined up. But some of the courses did not get teachers, and we had to cancel a couple of them.
Okay.
Because this year, I think all that, with that FIFA and all that, the
Yeah.
whole schedule has been upset.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so
So when is this program held? I mean, what are the timing schedules like?
9:30 to 4:30
Uh-huh.
for 2 days.
So they have to miss class?
Yes, they have to be on the campus.
All right, okay. And if it is not too much of a problem, what are the fees for this?
It's about 800 per workshop.
That's it?
Yes.
Only 800 rupees?
For 2 days.
Okay. Well, that's pretty reasonable, I think, for
Yes,
people to...
yes. Besides, we give them materials also.
Okay, right. Now, so we covered your Center of Excellence, we covered your D.Ed program, we covered your B.Ed program, we covered your Master's
Postgraduate.
program. Is there anything else you all do?
The postgraduate diploma in guidance and counseling, I think I've already mentioned that.
Why do you have two programs then?
We started the postgraduate diploma in counseling in 2004
Mm.
or 2003.
Okay.
Now this helps people who are working to be trained. We've had homeopaths coming to do the course.
Okay.
We've had lawyers coming to do the course. We've had teachers, some teachers coming in because they don't have to be here the whole day. And with this course, we have 5 rigorous weekend sessions through the year.
Okay.
So they get a lot of training and practical work.
So this is a diploma program that runs for a year.
Yes.
And
it is also recognized by Goa University.
is this funded by the university, or again it's a
No, it's a self-financing.
self-financing program? And what is the fees for this?
About 26,000.
26 for a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do the people who pass this program, what is the benefit to them? Do they get jobs
Yes.
because of this? Or
Almost all have been employed.
where?
In schools, some of the lawyers use it in their practice for getting people together. Homeopaths use it in their practice. So it's a very practical.
This is the first time I'm hearing lawyers are using.
Yes, we have lawyers who
counselors.
have come and done
Why
that.
why do lawyers need counselors?
I wouldn't know that, but I guess that they don't want to be just caught up in the law, but they're looking at people as human beings,
All right. Okay.
and that many legal issues stem from human problems.
So how many seats have you got, and how many are occupied every year?
We can take about 30. We get about 23 to 27.
Oh, that's, pretty
Some
well
years it's a little
represented.
low,
Yeah,
some
okay.
years it's very high.
All right. Okay. And you're generally happy with the outcome of this program as far as employment is concerned.
As far as employment is
Very
concerned.
good. That's excellent.
And some are already self-employed, so they use it. We had a businessman who came and did his course.
Okay. So think about this very seriously, young people, because this is a new program. It is not done in many universities in India, is it?
No, I think it's the first of its kind.
There you are. So Goa is leading in this particular field, and since it's a new program, you may not know about it, but now you know, and you can go and speak to Dr. Rita, who is the director of the institute, and she'll be happy to tell you a little bit more than what we can tell in this limited time program. And if you are really keen to help people, whether in old age homes, whether in the cancer institutes, whether in the corporates, whether in the industrial field, whether in schools, this program is open in every area. And you know that the government of Goa is looking for counselors in in many schools now, and they will definitely be very happy to have on board people who have got a master's degree as opposed to just a diploma in counseling. So think about it very carefully, because this is a great opportunity for all of you who are into the field of helping people, that you will not only help yourself, but you will help a lot of people. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your effort to come here, and wish you well in your programs.
Thank you.